We're on with James Lindsay, who has written a must-read book. It is called Race Marxism. He's also the founder of New Discourses, and you can find those at newdiscourses.com. He is feeling optimistic after traveling the country. James, your background is math and science. You're very, very logical, you know who we are doing battle with. So some things are tying together that I think are there's only three categories for each of these. That's either this is what they intended, this result is what they intended, so they either organized it or encouraged it. They knew at the time there was a chance it could go, awry, which is what they wanted, so they encouraged it or went through, or they're surprised by it. And I don't think there's much surprise in any of this. First of all, gas is going to be, according to J.P. Morgan, we are looking at $6.20 gas per gallon by the end of summer, and blackouts, and we're running out of diesel fuel, and it looks like diesel could cost anywhere from $6 to $10 by the end of the summer. This is, as Biden said yesterday, this is a great development. This is something that let me give you the exact wording he said. When it comes to the gas prices, we're going through an incredible transition that's taking place that, God willing, when it's over, will be stronger and the world will be stronger and less reliant on fossil fuels. This is intended, correct?
No, I completely agree that this is intended, and I find my optimism in the fact that people are going to realize, as our commander-in-chief keep bumbling through statements like that, we're going through a great transition, are we? We're going to become less dependent on fossil fuels, are we? So you meant to do this. All this damage, all this stress, all this pain was intentional. And people are going to understand that, and they're going to understand it more and more clearly and more viscerally, and they're going to say no more. I have always believed in the American people. I've always believed in American ingenuity, and I've always believed in the American people's unwillingness to be messed around with. I used to say, in fact, as you know, I used to be on the other side of this argument 5-6 years ago, and when President Trump got elected in 2016, one of the first things I said is he's going to betray the country, because I thought that was true. It was false. But he's going to betray the country. And when he does, people will turn on him and they will never come back. And I see that coming. I think that's happening to the Biden administration and to the entire kind of World Economic Forum Great Reset order in real time.
I agree. Next one is war. We're now talking about, the UN said yesterday at the World Economic Forum that the blockade of the Black Sea ports by Russia is itself an act of war because of the massive food shortages that will begin in the next 10 weeks. That if they don't clear those ports, it is an act of war. The food, we knew that they fed 400 million people worldwide. We knew there was going to be a gas shortage. We knew there was going to be a food shortage. Is this laying a plank to just fully go into war?
It very well could be. They are definitely rattling that saber over and over and over again. But it's a very interesting situation because, again, the trust is just falling out of the bottom. Every time I see them make these mistakes, as I see them, I actually get a little bit more encouraged. Yeah. I have no illusions that the next 1 to 2 years, or I have no illusions that these are going to be easy or comfortable for most people. I have long-term optimism, and I have the belief that if we take this moment and come together in the name of the cause of liberty, that we have a real chance of seizing it back.
The next one is migration. They talked about food that millions, maybe as much as 50 to 100 million people will be starving in the next 12 months. And they said migration is going to be a real problem for stable countries. Africa is going to be set on fire. We have an open border situation. Not a coincidence, is it?
I don't think it's a coincidence at all.
Okay.
And it's one of these things where people are going to start putting the pieces together. There's not an easy way out of this. I'm not, again, making that claim. I am saying, however, that they're not nearly as smooth as they thought they were. Things are now not going their way. There will be force that they're going to apply. There are going to be these changes, but it's going to be very obvious who was behind them and that they meant to do them. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a bumbling, doddering dotard in the White House that caused this. It was a strategy. It was a plan. And the people who were behind that strategy and that plan very well may be held to some serious account when the tides turn. And I think that the American people will make sure that the tides turn. If Vermont's willing to fight, I think we're all willing to fight. If they're ready to be positive, I think we all have to be positive.
What are the big changes you're seeing as you're traveling, or the surprises that you're seeing as you're traveling around the country?
Well, I mean, obviously, I was shocked to hear how positive and fired up Vermonters are. I literally, shameful to myself, the last email I sent to my assistant as I was flying out was Vermont's a lost cause. And then I get there and all I see is, maybe they don't have a lot of numbers yet, but the energy is there. The people are fed up. And so big changes like that. But I'm seeing this parents' energy, state after state. It doesn't matter which state it is. It doesn't matter if it's red. It doesn't matter if it's blue. It doesn't matter if it's purple. I'm seeing parents up off the couch. And for every parent up off the couch, there's 2 grandparents up off the couch.
Yeah.
And they are ready to change this. They see that we are at a point in this country where if we don't all get up and do something, and we can all do something, then we're going to watch our children be the first generation in this country's history to lose their freedom in a real and measurable way. And they're ready to take back the country to protect their kids and their kids' futures.
It really is. It really is a case. If we just all stood up and just say, no, not doing it, not doing it. It changes everything quickly. We have seen recently, even with Disney, we have seen how they are backing up. You're seeing, with BlackRock, spooked. BlackRock came out and said, we might be transitioning out of oil too fast. And so we're going to, that's all from public opinion. That's all from public opinion.
That's right. We're seeing big pushbacks against ESG. We're seeing doubt in the ESG measurements. We're seeing them try to reformulate them and to put spackle over the hole in the wall that people have noticed is there. Just yesterday, there was a big blow up about the insurance company State Farm, where they were promoting or had some money going into some kind of a young children's book about transition and trans issues for little kids. Blew up on social media. I think people started saying, like a good groomer, State Farm is there playing off of their jingle. And before the end of the day, they flipped it around. They're like, we're not supporting that. We're not giving money to that. Within a day, and you're seeing company after company start to back off and get cagey about these things, realizing, especially after the blow struck to Disney, that this isn't going to be something that people are going to put up with and keep putting up with indefinitely like they probably thought that people would.
One last thing about Bernie Sanders. We have about 40 seconds. Or Vermont, Bernie Sanders, is there any kind of recognition from people that you talk to that that might have been a mistake?
I have never heard a group of people more mad at a single individual than Vermonters are mad at Bernie Sanders. They blame him for virtually everything. Almost every Vermonter I talk to, whether Democrat or Republican, is mad at Bernie Sanders. Wow, quite a change. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate it. James Lindsay, don't give up. Get out. Find local clubs and organizations that are fighting against all of this stuff and join them. And also make sure you go to newdiscourses.com.